Imagine stepping into a time capsule that takes us into the future, thousands, millions, or even billions of years ahead. What will happen to us, Earth, and even the entire universe? Will humanity survive? Will our world remain as we know it? Science offers various scenarios, although no one can be certain of what really awaits us. I've gathered different hypotheses so we can travel through time together and see what the future might bring. Ready? Buckle up, because we're embarking on a journey through centuries and eons. In 10 years, we'll be a decade older, that's certain. But how will our lives change? In the coming decades, technology will advance at a pace we've never seen before. Imagine that the internet as we know it becomes a relic of the past. Instead of surfing the web, we'll be immersing ourselves in it, literally. Our minds will be connected to a global neural network, allowing us to communicate and access information at the speed of thought. Does this remind you of the movie The Matrix? Maybe, but this could become a reality much sooner than you think. Not only will our minds be connected, but our bodies will also become technological interfaces. Intelligent implants will monitor our health, and robotic prosthetics will be so advanced that the line between human and machine will begin to blur. Imagine that instead of using a phone, all you have to do is think about making a call, and the technology takes care of the rest. And what about space travel? Right now, Elon Musk and other visionaries are striving to colonize Mars. Imagine that in 100 years, people will already be on Mars, living in domes that protect them from deadly cosmic radiation. We might even be growing plants there, transforming Mars into a second Earth. This isn't science fiction, it's a goal that could be achieved within a single human lifetime. But that's just the beginning. Imagine that in 100 years, technology will allow us to canonize nearby planets. Not just Mars, but other celestial bodies in our solar system could become homes for humans. This is no longer just a dream of conquering space, but a realistic plan that could be realized in the future. After all, what's stopping us from becoming an interplanetary species? Now let's move forward 1,000 years. Imagine a world where technology not only accompanies us in our daily lives, but becomes a part of us. The people of the future may not resemble us at all. With biotechnology, genetics, and nanotechnology, humans will be able to modify their bodies and perhaps even their minds. It's like in science fiction movies where characters are part machine, part human, except this will be reality. Imagine that future humans will be able to upgrade their bodies, just like we upgrade our phones today. Need better eyesight? You replace your eyes with more advanced ones. Want to run faster? You swap out your legs for more efficient ones. What seems impossible today could be the norm in 1,000 years. People will look like gods, immortal, powerful, with minds capable of calculations we can only dream of today. Think about the possibility of uploading your consciousness to the cloud. Instead of dying, we could transfer our minds to a virtual world where we could live forever. It's like in the movie Tron or the series Black Mirror, where people live in a digital paradise. Is that really such a far-fetched scenario? Maybe in 1,000 years, humanity will reach a point where death becomes merely an option, not a necessity. Now let's move 10,000 years forward. Imagine the night sky where suddenly, overnight, a new bright star appears. That's Antares, a red giant, the 15th brightest star in our sky, exploding as a supernova. This will be such a spectacular event that it will be visible even during the day. The light from this explosion will be so intense that for several weeks we'll have two suns in the sky. Supernovas are among the most dramatic events in the universe. When a star explodes, it releases more energy in a few seconds than our sun will in its entire lifetime. It's like billions of atomic bombs going off simultaneously. The sight of such an explosion would be incredible, a true cosmic firework display. But a supernova is not just a beautiful sight. These kinds of explosions can have serious consequences for planets nearby. Fortunately, Antares is far enough from Earth that we're not in any direct danger. But if such an explosion were to happen closer, it could literally burn off our planet's atmosphere, ending all life on Earth. Supernovas are also responsible for spreading chemical elements throughout the cosmos. It's thanks to them that we have gold, silver, and other heavy metals on our planet. So, if it weren't for these cosmic explosions, Earth might be a completely different place, without metals, without technology, and perhaps even without life. Now let's move forward another 90,000 years. In 100,000 years, the constellations we know today will be unrecognizable. The stars we see in the sky are still moving in their orbits around the center of our galaxy. Although this movement is very slow over thousands of years, it becomes noticeable. The stars will scatter across the sky, creating entirely new constellations. Imagine looking at the night sky and not recognizing any of the stars. The Big Dipper? Gone. Orion? Split into several separate stars. The stars that form these constellations have moved, changing the layout of the sky. For our great-great-grandchildren, the night sky will look completely different from what we know today. They might even create new myths and legends based on the new constellations they see in the sky. At the same time, VY Canis Majoris, one of the largest known stars, will explode as a hypernova. This is an even more powerful version of a supernova, capable of destroying everything in its vicinity. Imagine an explosion so powerful that it destroys dozens or even hundreds of nearby planets. If our Earth were close to such an explosion, it wouldn't stand a chance. Hypernovas are extremely rare, but their impact on the universe is enormous. They can even affect the formation of new galaxies. Their force is so great that it can influence the movements of vast regions of space. It's like throwing a giant stone into a pond. The waves spread out in all directions, changing everything they encounter along the way. In 1,000,000 years, our solar system will also undergo changes. Imagine that two of Uranus's moons, Oberon and Titania, collide, causing massive chaos on this distant planet. Such collisions are not uncommon on a cosmic scale. In fact, many of the moons we see today formed as a result of similar collisions billions of years ago. But that's not all. At the same time, Betelgeuse, one of the brightest stars in our galaxy, will also explode as a supernova. This star, located in the constellation Orion, is so massive that when it explodes, it will be one of the brightest events ever to occur in our galaxy. The light from this explosion will be visible from Earth, even in broad daylight. But there's more. In just 400,000 years, Phobos, one of Mars's two moons, will break apart due to Mars's increasing gravity. As a result, Mars will gain its own ring, similar to those we see around Saturn. Imagine how incredible Mars will look with rings, a true cosmic spectacle that will change the appearance of our neighborhood in the solar system. Now let's move even further into the future. In 110 million years, our sun will become 1% brighter. This might seem like a small change, but its effects will be catastrophic. Imagine Earth becoming hellishly hot, with our climate changing in ways that make it impossible for most forms of life to survive. The oceans might start to evaporate, and the continents will transform into dry, desert-like areas. This change could be the beginning of the end for life on Earth. The increase in the sun's temperature will affect the entire solar system, but Earth will feel it the most. Our planet, which has been an oasis of life for billions of years, could become a dead desert, similar to present-day Mars. Imagine Earth becoming so inhospitable that the only chance for survival is to leave it and settle on another planet. Will humanity be advanced enough to escape this fate? Perhaps in 110 million years, humans will be living on other planets or in artificial space colonies, far from the sun's deadly heat. But what if we don't make it in time? Our planet could become a graveyard for all the forms of life that have ever existed. Now let's jump 4 billion years into the future. The Milky Way, our galaxy, is heading towards an inevitable collision with the Andromeda Galaxy. Imagine two giant disks full of stars and planets colliding in a cosmic dance. It's like the collision of two enormous cities, where every star is a building and every planet a resident. This collision won't be sudden, it will take billions of years, but the effects will be spectacular. The galaxies will intertwine, and their stars will start moving, creating entirely new systems. Imagine that our solar system might be thrown to the outskirts of the newly formed galaxy, or worse, fall straight into the middle of this cosmic chaos. The central supermassive black holes in both galaxies will approach each other and eventually merge, forming an even more powerful black hole. It's like two gigantic vacuum cleaners joining into one, even more powerful. Their gravity will be so strong that they will consume everything that comes close. Even light won't be able to escape. The newly formed galaxy, which we might call Milkomeda, will be a testament to this collision, and we, if we survive, will witness the birth of a new cosmic empire. In 7.9 billion years, our sun will reach its dramatic climax. It will become a red giant. Imagine our sun growing, becoming enormous, and its surface extending to the orbits of Mercury, Venus, and possibly even Earth. From Earth's perspective, if it still exists, the sky will be filled with a red, glowing disk that gradually consumes everything in its path. This will be the end of Earth as we know it. If Earth hasn't already been destroyed, it will be scorched to ashes by the expanding sun. Our planet, which has been home to countless forms of life for billions of years, will become nothing more than a hot, rocky shell. But this isn't the end of our sun's story. After the red giant phase, the sun will shrink to the size of a white dwarf, a small but incredibly dense and hot remnant. Earth, if it survives, will orbit this cold, dead star, resembling a luminous point in the night sky. In 100 billion years, the universe will expand so rapidly that galaxies will become invisible to each other. Imagine that the night sky gets darker with each passing year until eventually there isn't a single visible galaxy left, except our own. The universe, as we know it, full of galaxies and stars, will become a lonely place where new stars cease to form. With each passing epoch, the universe becomes more dispersed. Galaxies that were once close together drift apart until they're no longer visible. It's like the inhabitants of two cities who once could talk to each other through windows, but gradually drift apart until they can't see each other at all. The lack of new stars means the universe is becoming dead. The stars we know now will die, and no new ones will take their place. It's as if the universe were a gigantic garden where flowers suddenly stop growing, and all that remains are dead, withered plants. In 100 trillion years, the era of stars will come to an end. Imagine a universe full of dark, cold bodies, white dwarfs, black holes, and dead planets. It's as if all life in the cosmos has gone out, and the only thing left are cold, dead rocks and remnants of once luminous stars. The universe will become a cold, dark place where life as we know it cannot exist. Over time, even these dead bodies will be consumed by black holes, and the only thing left will be emptiness. In billions of years, the only objects that will survive are black holes. It's as if the universe has become a vast cemetery, where the only tombstones are black holes, the last remnants of once luminous stars and planets. But even they cannot last forever. Black holes slowly lose their mass, emitting Hawking radiation until they eventually disappear completely. It's as if the most powerful objects in the universe are being devoured by time itself until nothing is left. When the last black hole disappears, the universe will become an empty, cold and dark place, devoid of any life or energy. Is this the end of the universe, or perhaps the beginning of something new? Although the future of the universe seems dark and full of inevitable disasters, this might only be a stage in a larger cycle. The Big Bang, which started our universe, might have been just one of many such events. Perhaps in billions of years the universe will be reborn, like a phoenix from the ashes, giving rise to a new cycle of life and evolution. One thing is certain, life as we know it is a miracle worth celebrating. Regardless of what the future holds, it's important to cherish every moment we have. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and share it with your friends. We also have more suggestions that might interest you. Pick one and stay with us.